If you've ever wondered why you've randomly snapped, shut down, or feel like you're behind in life, you're not broken. You could be in what we call the shame cycle. It's the psychological version of getting stun locked. You don't die instantly, just zero control while you watch yourself get absolutely folded by that boss we all should have dodged. And some Sigma bro alpha guy will say, bro, just be confident, stop being a victim. But those people are usually the ones on Twitter having panic attacks and raging because their DoorDash order is late. First, it's important to know that shame isn't guilt. Guilt is I did something wrong. Shame is I am something wrong. Identity is the real trap here. People crash out over pronouns and labels that they can't even spell because once it's you, it's glued to you. And this includes the Sigma bro that's whole personality is waking up at 4 a.m. and hustling, bro. Congrats, bro, you're tired. Second, shame doesn't hit you like anger or sadness. Those are just the symptoms. It hits you like corrosion, slow and quiet, but before you know it, the structure that's holding your whole life together just starts cracking one at a time. Ever had those days where you genuinely feel like nothing is wrong? And then out of nowhere, you start spiraling because some kind of trigger. That's the shame cycle that's tapping you on your shoulder, like, hey buddy, remember that thing that you hate about yourself? Yeah, we're gonna do that all day now. And the worst part is, shame hides under behaviors that look tough or stoic, like hustle down, grind harder, and isolate, convincing yourself that you're built different, when really you're just emotionally speedrunning avoidance. Shame is the shadow, snapping at people for no reason, pushing people away, self-exiling, feeling permanently behind, and convincing yourself that you're better off alone. And this is why you should care. If you don't know the cycle, you can't stop it. You'll keep thinking that your problem is motivation, discipline, or confidence, when really you're just stuck in an infinite loop running like your life has malware. And before some edgelord yells, real men don't feel shame, brother, you're one bad day away from fighting someone in the car park, so maybe just hear me out. Everyone hits this cycle at some point in their life. It doesn't matter how put together someone looks, give the wrong trigger on the wrong day, and the whole system collapses. The shame cycle always starts with a trigger, usually something stupid that shouldn't mean anything. You open Instagram, you see a dude who's completely ripped, he has a house deposit, he has a nice car, and suddenly you hate yourself again. Your boss makes a comment you pretend didn't suck or didn't hit you, and your whole nervous system catches on fire. Shame doesn't throw hands, it's emotional carbon monoxide. Odorless until you're completely gassed out and can't fight back. Then comes the behavior phase. This is where you nuke yourself. Some freeze, others get aggressive. Some people disappear into their room for 3 weeks and call it recharging. It all comes from the same place. I don't feel good enough, so let me do anything I can to avoid thinking about this. And then you hit the consequence phase. You snap at someone you love, you avoid conversation, you skip the gym, you start doom scrolling for a day, you go hog wild with some food, you act in a way that confirms the original belief of I suck. And then this turns into another trigger. And now we're back at the start. Trigger, behavior, consequence. Shame hits again twice as hard. And this becomes the new trigger that starts the cycle again. At some point in our life, we've all felt this pattern firsthand. Richie from The Bear is a great example. He was just drowning in shame. And he was convincing himself that that's just who he was.
Oh, Scoffy gay? Love that dude.
In season 1, he had no purpose, he had no direction, and no identity.
Again, what the fuck are you saying? Anyone understand what he's saying?
He picked fights with everyone, he sabotaged things.
This shit right here made you pompous and delusional and a fucking gay rod.
He sabotaged himself.
Fuck all this. Announcement. Listen up. Bread stays the same. Gravy stays the same.
Everything he did was just the shame cycle in motion. A lot of people live here stuck in a never-ending loop, and they convince themselves it's just a personality trait. This is classical avoidance conditioning. The more you avoid, the stronger the shame pathway becomes, but it's a pattern, and patterns can be broken. Staying in the shame cycle doesn't just make you feel bad, it completely rewires your entire life. Behavior comes your personality. You've seen this in characters like Joel from The Last of Us. In the game, he completely shuts down, he self-isolates, he gets colder and harder, and he gets just overall meaner. In the show, which, let's be honest, we all wish didn't exist, but oh well, I guess. He's having panic attacks in the middle of a field because his nervous system is completely fried.
Joel? Joel, are you okay? Joel?
Shut up.
The cost is brutal. Whether it's in a video game or in real life, it's the same thing. Relationships become minefields. We overread every single text message, or we just ghost before they can ghost us. We cling or bail at light speeds. You stop trying because failing hurts, and you stop caring because feeling is dangerous. And you don't dream, you just become a complete coper. Look at Homelander from The Boys. On the outside, he's indestructible, he's cool as hell. He's like, he'll make anyone your bitch. Inside, he's completely collapsing under pressure. He starts arguing with a psychotic version of himself in a mirror while he's crying.
For God's sakes, look at you. Boo-hoo, you're a fucking mess.
Also, while I was researching for these clips, I realized that Mirror Homelander might actually be a Nazi.
Well, then, my boy, you can finally be who you were always meant to be. Pure.
Which is crazy, but okay. When you can't regulate internally, your identity splits and you just turn to survival. Your body pays the tax, such as chronic tension, chest tightness, exhaustion for no reason. Stress becomes your whole personality. You're not low energy, your body has just been in the red for way too long, bro. And you lose time, and this part is honestly the quiet tragedy. Shame steals years from people. Years spent hiding, avoiding, procrastinating, self-doubting, and apologizing for existing. Then, one day, you wake up in your 50s like,
Fuck.
Shame makes people disappear inside themselves in slow motion. They disappear piece by piece. That's the cost, and that's why it matters. But the good news is, shame doesn't have to be a personality trait. Reframing emotions activates your prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that turns panic into strategy. Once you name it, once you understand what it is, it goes from being the monster underneath the bed to a maintenance issue. And this doesn't have to be about feelings. We don't have to be all vulnerable and everything like that, because honestly, that's one of the reasons why men don't want to go to therapy, because everyone says that therapy is about vulnerability and emotions. Sure, whatever. This is purely just rebuilding what's broken. It's like working on your car. When your car needs a service, you don't throw the whole fucking car out, you service it. Shame isn't who you are, it's a pattern of your nervous system. It's learned so you could survive. It's honestly a tool, and it used to be helpful, but it's not helpful anymore, so we just find a new tool. That's it. If shame says, I am something wrong, we just reframe it to no, I feel something wrong, and feelings aren't identity. Don't listen to the Democrats. Agency is the antidote to shame. The moment you realize this isn't who I am, this is something that's happening inside of me, the whole system loosens up. You stop being the problem and you start being the mechanic. How do we break the shame cycle? Firstly, we start at the root of the problem. You can't just think your way out of shame on the spot, because shame doesn't originally start in your thoughts, it starts in your nervous system. When your physiology is completely cooked, your mind becomes a hostage. So step one is we're gonna regulate your body. I'm not saying we need to go hog wild and start going to the gym and getting super attractive or whatever, but you can't start a boss fight when your stamina is drained. 90% of our serotonin is actually made in our gut, not our brain. And it goes to the brain through the gut-brain axis. If you're running on junk food and bad sleep and you're doom scrolling every single day, your nervous system is just done. It's done. So we start simple. Get some sleep like you actually give a shit about tomorrow, even if you need to pretend. Eat something that didn't come out of a foil or wrapper, and go for a walk so your biology remembers that you're a human being, not a Reddit mod. This helps get you back to a neutral starting point. Step two, name the emotion, not the identity. If you say that I'm a failure, that's identity. If you say that I feel ashamed because I failed and I dropped the ball, that's emotion. Naming emotion significantly reduces amygdala activity. The goal is to put you back into the driver's seat. Your brain goes from I am the problem to there is a problem. Naming emotions isn't weak. It makes you powerful. Do you want to live your life with a bunch of debuffs that you aren't even aware of? Or do you want to cleanse that shit and run at full potential? Name, understand, neutralize. Step three, break isolation with truth, not vulnerability. People say open up more, and we hear, please start crying on command. We don't need to be vulnerable right now. That comes later. Right now, we need accurate information. Imagine taking your car to a mechanic and he asks, what's the problem? And you say, it's fine. Your ass is getting rinsed by that mechanic and you're paying for it at the bill. You take your car to the mechanic and you say it's making a grinding sound on the right side. hide. Now he knows where to look. Talking about shame is the same process. You don't start by crying and baring your soul. You give accurate data. You reach out to someone and you say, I've been shutting down a lot lately. I think I'm in my own head. That's it. That's what vulnerability looks like to guys. That's all you have to do. I didn't cry when I said that. I just said that. Yo, bro, I'm stuck in my head. I need help. If you have no one that you can trust to talk to, start a notebook. Information is information. It's all useful. Step 4, shame thrives on avoidance. Avoid the task, feel worse. Avoid more, feel worse. Repeat. Agency kills shame. Agency is, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do the smallest version of this thing anyway because I have to and I want to feel powerful. Don't aim to be a hero. Aim to build momentum, the tiniest amount of momentum. You want momentum, you want competency, you want consistency. Step 5, start a feedback loop instead of a shame loop. A lot of people get feedback only when they fail, so it becomes their whole identity. So we're gonna flip it. Each time you take a small action, tell your brain, we are someone who moves, not someone who hides. It rewires the whole cycle. Trigger, emotion, action, momentum, confidence. Breaking the shame cycle isn't about becoming fearless, it's about becoming functional. Shame doesn't ruin your life in one go. It kills you in tiny, boring, invisible ways. Not being present, not answering messages, not trying anymore, not trusting good moments because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You don't notice it day to day, but one day you look back in the mirror and you realize you haven't been yourself in years. That's the real cost of the shame cycle. It's slow erasure of the person that you were meant to be. Breaking the cycle, it's not about becoming a stoic monk or journaling every day. It starts with one question. What's one thing that I can do today, right now, that future me won't be embarrassed by? Just a single thing. That's how you come back. That's how your comeback story works. Richie from The Bear, one of my favorite characters, he didn't magically become competent overnight. He took one step and he absolutely hated it.
Fuck you, cousin.
That wasn't clean.
I've been doing this for 9 hours. I think I know what's clean.
I'm telling you that's not clean. That was not clean either. Please do them properly.
Yo, they're goddamn forks.
Outside.
But then he took another step.
And I need you to respect yourself.
And then suddenly he realized that he was running an entire 5-star hatted restaurant.
You look good?
It was kind of like armor.
Yeah, man, that's the point. Micro basil? Yes, chef.
Micro basil. Fuck yes.
Language.
Bro, he was the GOAT. He went from sandwiches to running a whole ship. That's awesome.
Why are you wearing a suit?
Why are you covered in shit?
I was fixing the gas line.
Well, I wear suits now.
We aren't short on potential, we are short on direction. So here's your heading. Stop listening to whatever shame tells you who you are. Start showing it who you are becoming. And if you feel stuck, that's good, because stuck is halfway between who you were and who you're meant to be. If you've made it this far, drop one thing that you're trying to break out of. You're not the only one in it. We all have things that we're going through. So why do it alone, bro? Well, we're all here together. If you guys have been liking what I've been posting, feel free to like and subscribe. Comment on what you want to see. Like, I'm super down. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Should they subscribe to my new channel? I think they should.